It was a quiet evening when Maya moved into her new apartment. It was an old, historic building with antique furniture left by the previous tenants, and there was one thing that caught her eye: a large, ornate mirror hanging in the hallway. It looked beautiful, but there was something unsettling about it, as though it wasn't just a mirror, but a doorway into something else. On the first night, after a long day of unpacking, Maya stood in front of the mirror to fix her hair. But as she looked, she noticed something strange. Her reflection didn't mirror her movements. While she moved to adjust her hair, the reflection stayed still. Confused, she stepped back, but her reflection lingered for a few extra seconds, staring at her with an eerie, unblinking gaze. The next day, Maya shrugged it off, thinking it was just exhaustion. But the same thing happened again that night. As she walked past the mirror, her reflection moved on its own, smiling at her when she wasn't. The smile felt wrong, twisted in a way that made her heart race. Terrified, she decided to cover the mirror with a cloth, hoping it would stop. But when she woke up the next morning, the cloth was gone, and the mirror was once again reflecting that twisted, unnatural smile. Desperate, Maya did some research and learned the dark history of the building. Years ago, a woman had gone mad after seeing her reflection smile at her every time she passed the mirror. The woman, driven by fear, eventually disappeared without a trace, but locals believed she had become part of the mirror, trapped in the reflection for eternity. That night, Maya couldn't bring herself to sleep, her eyes constantly drawn to the mirror. As she stared at it, she saw her reflection again, but this time, it was no longer her own. It was the woman from the story, her face gaunt and pale, her eyes hollow, and that same sinister smile still there. The reflection reached out from the mirror, its hand coming closer to Maya. With a gasp, she stepped back, but her own reflection stayed, reaching out to pull her in. The next morning, neighbors found the apartment door wide open, but Maya was nowhere to be found. The only thing left behind was the mirror, still hanging on the wall, waiting for its next victim.